Hello everyone, I am Ryan Fletcher. Along next to me is the Dr. Garrett Weaver and Chip Lane as we are here to kick off our second annual NEA Preseason Sports Show that is brought to you in part by Mosquito Joe and Mojo Lawn Care. Guys, great to have you with us here for our second show in 2 seasons.
Great to be here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Good deal. Dustin Osmond, who was with us last year and was expected to be with us this year, is out sick today, so unfortunately he will not be on today's production. With that being said, we have multiple team previews from around the Northeast Arkansas area. We'll take some interviews with some coaches and players as well, but looking forward to a great show today, guys, and this time we want to pay the bill, so we'll give you an idea of who else is sponsoring the show. Again, you're watching the Nea Sports Preseason Basketball Show. All right, Dr. Weaver, first team we've got on tap is the Mark Tree Indians, and that is, of course, legendary coach Barbara Wilburn Covington, as she is coming off her second straight state runner-up. Might be a little bit down this year, inexperienced. Just tell us a little bit about them.
Going to be a little bit of a rebuild type year, I believe. She's coming off a season, like you said, where she went 32-2. One of those losses was in the state finals to Earl. So she, very talented group she had last year, lost quite a few. She returns a couple good players. Trey Brown, very lanky, very good player. He can really shoot. He's a really good shooter. Jack Brown also returns from that squad last year, and she's got a couple of kids with some experience. She's also going to lean on a couple other guys, Adrian Johnson, Eli McCrary, Israel Malone, and Brennan Honeycutt. So it will be a little bit of a rebuild year. I think she's really looking to see kind of how this group gels together. And I think early on they may take a little bit of a lump or two. But I think before the year's over with, as athletic as they are, I think they'll be pretty good.
I'm with you on that.
Next up, we have the Paragould girls. Ryan, I'm not very familiar with that team. I believe you know a little bit more about them, so we'll let you share.
Well, I tell you what, I talked a lot to Dustin Osmond about that, and for starters, they had a pretty successful season last year, and they've got some girls that are very, very talented. Going to be one of the bigger size teams in that conference. They are going to have to play guys in that 5A conference with Jonesboro and Nettleton. But Zoe Beasley, her and her sister Taylor, both returning starters. Zoe is a 3-year starter. And then they also have Kalisa Hollis, another girl that's going to play in the post position. Going to really be tough matchup for a lot of teams. And if there is one team in that conference that can give Jonesboro or Nettleton and some of the upper level teams a run for their money, I think it's these Paragould girls. Jay Cook is very, very excited about this group and what they have to offer. Chip, you have the Nettleton boys, a team that had a very successful season, and they return a ton of really talented players.
They do. They're in that 5A East Conference, which is always tough. They're coming off a 21-9 record. And Coach McCord, he's excited about this group. You can tell by his comments and talking to him. He's got 4 starters back off that 21-9 team. Led by Kevin Fulton, who is just a really good player. Exact quote is, from Coach McCord, "We go as he goes." And he calls Jay Campbell, who's also a returning senior, their X factor this year. They just got a good group, and they're well coached. Coach McCord, a lot of his comments and things, he hangs his hat on work ethic and how well they play defensively, and they're going to be in all games that they play, and I think their goal is to be there at the end, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do.
All right.
Ryan's going to talk to us now about the Jonesboro boys. Wow, what a run they're on.
They certainly are, and have definitely built a dynasty around this state. Lots of question marks coming into this season in regard to how they may finish this year, and it's just a matter of a lot of inexperience. Kyle Moore is the only returning starter for them. I think he's going to have a great season. He's a guy that's incredibly athletic and can play down there in that post position. But the rest of the team has several players that have not really played at this high school level. One player that they did get is Mercedes Leach, excuse me. He is came out of Poplar Bluff and is committed to Iowa State. Now, the thing about him, it's going to be interesting to follow his story, guys, because he was out last year with a broken right leg and a stress fracture in his left leg and just got cleared on the 21st of September to play. So I think this Jonesboro team with a lot of inexperience, they're going to be a team that gets a lot better in the second half and will make a run at a state championship. All right, we're going to go take a sneak peek at Coach Christenberry and her Jonesboro Lady Hurricane.
All right, we're rolling.
This is Ryan Fletcher with the Nea Sports Preseason Basketball Show, and I'm here with Coach Jody Davis Christenberry. Coach, first off, congratulations on being a state champion again.
Thank you very much. That never gets old.
I would imagine not. And with that being said, it's a new season. A lot of expectations now on you guys because you're building such a, I'm just going to use the word, dynasty down in Jonesboro. I know you're going to grin and laugh about that, but it's just the truth. And you guys have been so successful, so much talent returning. If you would talk about that talent and some of the players.
The talent all starts off with our senior group. They have come through this for 3 years now. We've got Kayla Mitchell, who's going to lead the charge at point guard position. One of the fastest point guards I've ever seen with the ball. Been able to stop on a dime, to handle the rock. I mean, I don't have to worry about anything when it comes to pressing when I've got Kayla out there, which is really nice. And it's I've turned to my assistant coach Dominique Battles, and I've asked him, what are we going to do next year? I'm going to have to actually coach again. So, we've got Kayla leading the charge, both offensively and defensively. We've got Sunny Martin, who's starting to get her shot back, starting to get back in the groove after that. That year after you have a knee injury is sometimes a little rusty, and hers was a little rusty last year. But I really think that she's going to break out of that and have a banner year this year. Brooklyn Dooley showed us what she can do the other night against Riverside. The last quarter, I believe she scored 10. And this is just a kid who has just a natural instinct for getting shots off and just getting to the basket or getting her jumper or whatever she needs. Of course, we have Destiny Salary, who's back now from knee injury. Can't tell that anything even happened. And that's great for her because so many times the mental aspect is the hardest part to get over whenever you're dealing with knee injuries and ACLs. But she came charging back, wouldn't stop play. She was supposed to be sitting out of practice. I'd look down there, she's playing one-on-one with a guy, and so it was just a mess. But she's back, she's doing really well, and what I don't want her to get is where she feels all the pressure on her to prove herself all over again. Kiana Hardaway is just a player that is, she's a beast inside, but I want to pull her to the perimeter because that's what she'll need to do the next level. And she can play at the next level. And it's just a matter of she's just so good inside. And, that's probably the core that we have. We have Tamia Clark, who's shooting the ball a lot faster, a lot better than she was last year. I think you guys will see some really good games out of her. And then, of course, we've got a whole bunch of sophomores who I think are going to eventually give us that time that we're going to need at the end of the year when things start to get a little worn down.
Hush.
It stinks. Can't see.
You can see when you come back inside. Go play.
Don't let mosquitoes ruin your outdoor fun. Call Mosquito Joe today. You call, we spray. And outside is fun again.
ANC had humble beginnings and has grown into one of the premier community colleges in the country. Nestled in Mississippi County, ANC truly has the feeling of home. Our programs are not only top-notch, but our graduates earn more. We hope you will allow ANC to be a part of your educational journey, because at ANC, opportunity thrives.
In the early 70s, a small machine shop opened in downtown Jonesboro. Jim Alexander created a business that today fuels the engines of industry in Craighead County and beyond. From raw materials, Alexander's Machine Shop fabricates components essential to our regional economy.
My father told me that regardless of what business you have, the quality and service are the most important things you can offer to those customers.
We're Arkansas made, Arkansas proud.
Dinner's ready!
Don't let your old prescription ruin dinner. Let Elite Eye Care help you see clearly with new glasses or contacts. And our 7 to 7 schedule is perfect for mom's busy life. Call Elite Eye Care today to schedule an appointment. Elite Eye Care, bringing your vision to the next level.
It happens every Friday night. Come bid, buy, or sell at the Jonesboro Auto Auction, open to the public. You'll see all makes and models, all price ranges, sold at tremendous savings. We're open daily. All you have to do is call. We'll provide every detail on how to bid, buy, and sell. On Friday nights, go where the dealers go, the Jonesboro Auto Auction at the Bypass and Auction Road.
For dependable quality lawn care services, give Mojo Lawn Care a call today to discuss all your landscaping, lawn care, and maintenance needs. As the fall turns to winter, Mojo Lawn Care is there specializing in all leaf cleanup services. Mojo Lawn Care also specializes in fertilization, weed control, trimming, and much more. Additionally, Mojo Lawn Care specializes in hanging up your Christmas lights during the holiday season. Why choose Mojo Lawn Care? It's simple. They are your go-to yard pro.
Farmers Bank and Trust would like to introduce you to the region's first personal teller machine. This hybrid service gives you the personal attention of a live teller, but the convenience of a drive-through ATM. The personal teller can assist you with deposits, withdrawals, loan payments, and other traditional teller services. The PTM's extended hours are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. At Farmers Bank and Trust, we're committed to giving you the outstanding customer service that you deserve and expect.
Well, Chip, if there were ever a team that you should know something about, it is the Mammoth Spring Bears. What can you tell us about Coach Godwin and his crew?
Well, I'm real proud of the start they're off to, considering how young they are. He's starting 3 sophomores. He's coming off a 18-16 record last year. He lost a really good player in his brother that was as good as anybody around in lower classifications. But he's young, but he does have a couple returning starters in Alex Merrow and Daniel Mayfield. And he's dependent on some sophomores that had a lot of success in junior high. And they hang their hat on the defensive end also. They work really hard. They play hard every night. They give people trouble. It's just with how hard they play. They have a little trouble scoring. But he's working that out. Him and his team are hungry to take it further in the postseason, and that's the goal. And obviously, I hope that they do that and make a state tournament and maybe make a run, make some noise.
Brian, tell us a little bit about the Brooklyn girls and Coach Joe Baltz's squad.
Well, I tell you what, they're a team that went 21-7 last year, and they returned 4 starters. They're going to be very good. They have one of the best players in the entire area in Khalifa Ford. She's going to be fun to watch. You and I got to cover their district final last year, and she put on quite a show.
She did.
So looking forward to see her and in her final season as a senior this year. Mallory Lovren, Emily Pate, and Shelby Lawrence are a few other girls that return as starters. Just a lot of depth on that team and athleticism that Coach Baltz is very excited about. So it'll be interesting to see how well Brooklyn finishes this season in 4A. We got got the Tuckerman boys, Chip, former guy that worked for you, and Josh Bateman, and really has proven to be one of the best coaches in Northeast Arkansas.
He is, and he's got something really special going on down there. They were 34-6 last year. Of course, year before last, they were state runner-up. I think his intentions are to keep that going. They returned one of the best players in the area, I think, in Bo Robertson, and he started for 2 years. Obviously, with just returning one starter, experience is probably something that Josh is worried about. But all those guys have been on some really good junior high teams. They played behind good people, and Josh does things right. They'll be ready to play every night, and his game planning and everything is second to none, I think. And I expect them to make a run again in 3A. There'll be somebody from Northeast Arkansas that'll play deep. All right, Ryan. Hoxie girls looking to get back to top of 3A.
Yeah, I mean, they're 2 seasons ago state champions. Fell a little bit short last year, but here's the deal. They have 4 returning starters. One in Sydney Gillum, who's in her final season, one of the top players in all of Northeast Arkansas, and she's not the only player on that team that's really, really good. Caitlin Henson is another girl that's going to be big for them this season. Emily Davis is a returning starter. Tessa Glenn is a returning starter. So it's just a very experienced group that Coach Chipman has returning back, and they have a lot of expectation down there, probably a little bit of a letdown last season, but I would firmly expect them to be top 3 in the state in their classification and having a chance to win a state title. All right, Garrett, the Manila Lady Lions saw a little shake-up in the off-season. What can you tell us about that and them?
I can tell you quite a bit, actually. Coach Birmingham, Zach Birmingham, it'll be his first year at the helm of the Manila Lady Lions. He's a Manila guy, graduated from Manila. He's been there, been in that system. He was with Coach Wimberly on the boys for the last few years, and now he has switched over and he will take over the girls. He's getting some young players. He's got a couple of juniors in Brayley Hampton and Meg Gifford that are good players. They can shoot. They can really shoot the 3, and I think they'll rely heavily on the outside shot this year. He also has a senior in Madison Bibbs. She's a very hard-nosed player. She's their catcher in softball, and she's a very good softball player. And she's just tough. She's going to get out there and she's going to work, especially on the defensive end. They'll have a sophomore in Anna Grace Adams that's going to be expected to contribute quite a bit this year. So I look for him. They need to really limit their turnovers. They need to have good quality possessions. And I think they may take some lumps, but I do think before the year's over that he's going to have them rolling.
All right, guys. Well, let's now go to Brooklyn and have a little chat with Coach Bobby Gross and some of his ball players.
I'm Ryan Fletcher for the NEA Preseason Basketball Show, joined here by Brooklyn Bearcat coach Bobby Gross and senior Braden Smith. Looking forward to a great year, Coach. And if you would, just give us a little preview and tell us about the upcoming basketball season.
Well, we have 4 returning starters from last year's 20-10 team. We were conference runner-ups, district tournament runner-ups. Got a junior high team that won the conference and district tournament last year, so hopefully that will increase our depth, and we're going to need it because we're moving into a definitely tougher conference with Blytheville, Valley View, Batesville Southside. So we're looking forward to that, and hopefully we can get that top 4.
Talk a little bit about, you got your 4 returning starters. If you would, just give us a little idea of what they bring to the table.
Really simple. A lot of leadership. I mean, they know what I expect. They know how the programs ran. They could probably run practice. I can leave, and they can probably do as good a job as I do. So, and that's so good for a coach to be able to go out there and trust his players, and so we're going to have that advantage for us, but at the same time we have some youth coming up that's going to help us, so we're really looking forward to that too.
Brandon, I'm going to come to you real quick. You know, he mentioned you finished conference runner-up. Y'all finished behind West Side. But you guys return just about everybody. Or you do return everybody, your key players. That's got to give you some confidence going into the season, not only to beat them, but beat some of these other teams you're going to be playing against.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have the potential to, play with anybody we play against. I mean, like I said, we have 4 returning starters. We have a lot of experience. I'm just really excited for this year and who's coming back.
All right, Chip, the Truman boys got a new coach in the offseason, and on top of that, they return maybe the most talented player in Northeast Arkansas, and Ben Turner. Let's talk a little bit about the Wildcats.
Yeah, they hired Coach Billy Phelan, and I've gotten to know him a little bit over the years. I think he does a really good job. He is inheriting some talent. He knows that, and what can you say other than what you said about Ben Turner? I mean, he's probably one of the best players in the area, no doubt. He also returns MJ Barnes as a starter. He's a senior, and he's excited about this group. When he starts talking about other prospective starters, he pretty much lists his whole roster. So I figure everything else is wide open and up for grabs over there. And his talk, in talking to him, it's all about getting to know a new system and playing for the end. And but Coach Phelan will do a good job over there with that talent, and I think he's looking toward big things there as he builds that program.
Very much a team that could end up winning a conference and district championship. All right, Dr. Weaver, we got the Riverside girls, and I know there's nothing more that excites you than Riverside basketball.
I do enjoy Riverside basketball, Ryan, especially over the years. For the Riverside girls, Coach Spencer Hoffman, he's coming off a season in which they went 36-3. At one point, they were 36-1. Got upset first round of the state tournament last year. Best season in school history, especially on the girls' side. Just a phenomenal group. He loses all of his starters. So it's going to be tough. But he played a lot of 5-in, 5-out last year. So a lot of girls saw they were able to see significant minutes. So that's really going to help. They do have some experience coming back. There's several girls, one in which is his daughter, Lottie Hoffman. They have Briley Douglas, who is about 6'6'1". She is really tall. She's really lanky. She's going to be a good inside-outside presence for them. They have Grace Ann Puckett and Haley Carr, both. Those girls also saw some spot starts last year. His younger daughter, Carolina Hoffman, she was a 9th grader. He's moving her up to the senior high team. She'll be kind of their spark plug and their point guard. So I look for them. They lost a lot, but I still look for them to win several games this year and be very, very competitive in that 2A.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break and be right back.
We're back for the Nea Sports preseason basketball show here at Bay, Arkansas, with Coach Brad Brandon, Slade Grove, and Dax Gibson. Coach, if you would just talk to us a little bit about the upcoming season. You've got a good group of kids here, a good, strong group of seniors. What are your expectations going in?
Our expectations would be to win the conference and get through our tough region, which I think we've added Peyton Hartley as a sophomore, and we've added Jay Jones, who has moved back from Texas. We got a lot of depth. We played probably 10 to 11 people every game trying to figure out who needs to be in that top 8 or 9. That's a good problem to have sometimes, bad problem to have sometimes. But, the expectations is we got to use Slade the best we can. We got to get the ball inside the best we can, and that will help out the perimeter play of our guards and make things a lot easier. The other part would be that we haven't done well this year is play fast. We don't play fast enough, and I know that's kind of I don't know the right word, but that kind of contradicts itself of getting the ball in the Slade, but also going to play fast. But I'm a firm believer if we can't play both ways, we can't go very far. So we're not always going to be the best team on the floor, but we better be able to match what they can do or dictate what we want to do. So one way or the other.
Okay. Slade, we'll come to you first. Obviously he said things have to go through you quite a bit. Talk a little bit about that and your what your expectations are.
I know from my perspective, my job is to control the paint, get easy points inside, and draw double teams so I can help my teammates out and get easy shots for them.
Dax, you're the point guard, leader on the floor. Talk about being a leader of this team and what Coach needs out of you this season.
To be able to score when needed and try to get other people open by driving in gaps and kicking to them.
Most people think of auto detailing as an unnecessary luxury, when in fact, it should be part of your vehicle's regular maintenance schedule. Having your vehicle properly washed and waxed by a professional every 2 to 3 months will keep your paint finish in great condition. So what are you waiting for? Schedule your appointment for professional auto detail today. Give us a call or stop by our website for more information.
Farmers Bank and Trust would like to introduce you to the region's first personal teller machine. This hybrid service gives you the personal attention of a live teller, but the convenience of a drive-through ATM. The personal teller can assist you with deposits, withdrawals, loan payments, and other traditional teller services. The PTM's extended hours are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. At Farmers Bank and Trust, we're committed to giving you the outstanding customer service that you deserve and expect.
It happens every Friday night. Come bid, buy, or sell at the Jonesboro Auto Auction, open to the public. You'll see all makes and models, all price ranges, sold at tremendous savings. We're open daily. All you have to do is call. We'll provide every detail on how to bid, buy, and sell. On Friday nights, go where the dealers go, the Jonesboro Auto Auction at the Bypass and Auction Road.
Accidents happen. So what happens if you bring your car or truck to Stadium Auto Body? It's in the hands of a manufacturer-certified expert who'll treat it with respect. It's brought back to life using the advanced tools and technologies today's vehicles require. All makes, all models. At Stadium Auto Body, we do the job right, back our work with a limited lifetime warranty, and make the whole experience pleasantly easy. Accidents happen. We're what happens next. Tell your insurance company you choose Stadium Auto Body.
ANC had humble beginnings and has grown into one of the premier community colleges in the country. Nestled in Mississippi County, ANC truly has the feeling of home. Our programs are not only top-notch, but our graduates earn more. We hope you will allow ANC to be a part of your educational journey, because at ANC, opportunity thrives.
You work here, you play here, you live here, and yet most of what you watch on television is about somewhere other than here. Until now, we proudly present Tubetown, TV about you. Tubetown is a Ritter Communications exclusive network featuring local sports, community events, unique and original programming from our community. Tubetown takes what's best about television, what's best about the community, and brings them together. Tubetown, only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Ryan, tell us a little bit about Coach Jason Smith's Lady Raiders.
Well, I tell you what, they've got a ton of talent, as they always do. 3 returning starters from last year, and Maya Love, Deja Young, and Courtney Crippen. So obviously a lot of talent with those 3, and 2 of those girls certainly have some big-time offers out there. On top of that, what a present to get in the offseason, and Alana Eaton, who was on the state champion Jonesboro team last year. She slides over. It'll be interesting, guys, to see how she gels with a new team like that. I think that'll be a story to follow along this offseason. Another girl that they also got in, Tyler Wolford Bird, is finished as an all-state freshman in Missouri last year. A lot of girls on this team that are very good. They're about somewhere between 7, 8, 9 deep. So Coach Smith can afford to play a lot of players and wear some other teams out. They are, again, a team that, in my opinion, is top 2 or 3 in their classification to win a state championship.
We'll go back to Riverside now and talk about the boys, Dr. Weaver.
Riverside boys are coming off Coach Campbell's squad here. They're coming off a season that was disappointing, to say the least. It was a tough year. They lost a lot the year before, state semifinal team. But I look for a bounce back. They dropped down to the 2A this year, so the conference will be, I don't want to say weaker, but a little bit easier to manage. And I feel like they're going to compete. They have several sophomores that are going to step in, MJ Wilkinson, Travin Weaver, Ethan Boatman. They have several guys that are going to step in and really play significant roles on this team to go alongside the upperclassmen of Stephen Stroud, Gage Cruz, Justin Berry, quickest kid maybe in school history, just very fast. So I look for them to really compete night in, night out. They're very strong physically, not so much mentally right now. And I think Coach Campbell really wants to get them rolling on the mental aspect and to just be better basketball players.
All right. All right, Chip, we go to your alma mater in the BIC Lady Mustangs, and they have picked up a new coach this year.
Yeah. Second stint, and great hire for them.
I agree.
Home run. Coach Kiner is he's a great guy and a really, really good coach. Had the pleasure of talking to him a lot. Even tried to hire him a few times, but struck out. But he's back now. He inherits a team that went 12-14 in 2A3 last year. He does return 4 starters in Haddon Hurst, Morgan James, Brianna Lambert, and Jalen Cates. His comments and everything are pretty in line with most new coaches. They got to learn a new system. They're trying to create a culture back again there of winning that they've had before. I think he deserves a lot of credit for starting that first run they had, and he's looking to do that again. They want to be humming on all cylinders at the end, just like a lot of people with a new coach. But good luck to those girls.
Dr. Weaver, the Blyville boys, Mackenzie Pierce in his 3rd season with the Chickasaws.
He is. I think he's really starting to get his system put in over there. He is very fun to watch. He's a very enthusiastic guy, very animated on the sidelines. He really gets the most out of his players. He's coming off a year in which he went 19-13, but he plays in a very, very tough conference. You know, they were able to beat Jonesboro last year at Blyville. So night in, night out, they're very competitive. You're going to get a great game. You're going to watch a great game every time you see them play. He's returning a couple guys, Winston Peace, Gary Cook, Curtis Smith, just to name a few. And he's going to lean on other guys like Tedrick Washington, Davion Smith, Lamont Jackson. I think he's a little bit undersized this year as far as a couple of teams he's had in the past, but quickness will not be anything he lacks. I think they're really going to get after you. Very scrappy team. I've heard that from several people. And he wants to be elite defensively. I think he really prides himself on the defensive end of the floor, and I think you're going to see that. If he can get those young guys with a little bit of inexperience to develop quickly, he's going to be pretty good before the year's over with.
All right, Mr. Lane, sticking with your alma mater, the BIC boys, and they lost some guys last year. They've got some inexperience, so tell us a little bit about them.
They did. Coach Ballard went 14-14 last year. He returns 2 starters in Blaine Wildy and Devin Pemberton, and I saw them play early, and they are really athletic. But I think trying to find themselves and how they want to play, and but they're long and athletic inside, and another one of those teams that might be a sleeper down the stretch as far as giving a lot of people trouble when it matters. And you know, they have a history of winning and tradition there, and they're always working toward that. You know, once you've been there, you want to get back.
Sure.
And he knows all about that, and those kids will know all about that. But they're probably gonna start slow and end up coming on at the end, and they should have a good year.
For dependable quality lawn care services, give Mojo Lawn Care a call today to discuss all your landscaping, lawn care, and maintenance needs. As the fall turns to winter, Mojo Lawn Care is there specializing in all leaf cleanup services. Mojo Lawn Care also specializes in fertilization, weed control, trimming, and much more. Additionally, Mojo Lawn Care specializes in hanging up your Christmas lights during the holiday season. Why choose Mojo Lawn Care? It's simple. They are your go-to yard pro.
Most people think of auto detailing as an unnecessary luxury, when in fact, it should be part of your vehicle's regular maintenance schedule. Having your vehicle properly washed and waxed by a professional every 2 to 3 months will keep your paint finish in great condition. So what are you waiting for? Schedule your appointment for professional auto detail today. Give us a call or stop by our website for more information.
It happens every Friday night. Come bid, buy, or sell at the Jonesboro Auto Auction, open to the public. You'll see all makes and models, all price ranges, sold at tremendous savings. We're open daily. All you have to do is call. We'll provide every detail on how to bid, buy, and sell. On Friday nights, go where the dealers go, the Jonesboro Auto Auction at the Bypass and Auction Road.
Accidents happen. So what happens if you bring your car or truck to Stadium Auto Body? It's in the hands of a manufacturer-certified expert who'll treat it with respect. It's brought back to life using the advanced tools and technologies today's vehicles require. All makes, all models. At Stadium Auto Body, we do the job right, back our work with a limited lifetime warranty, and make the whole experience pleasantly easy. Accidents happen. We're what happens next. Tell your insurance company you choose Stadium Auto Body.
Dinner's ready!
Don't let your old prescription ruin dinner. Let Elite Eye Care help you see clearly with new glasses or contacts. And our 7 to 7 schedule is perfect for mom's busy life. Call Elite Eye Care today to schedule an appointment. Elite Eye Care, bringing your vision to the next level.
In the early 70s, a small machine shop opened in downtown Jonesboro. Jim Alexander created a business that today fuels the engines of industry in Craighead County and beyond. From raw materials, Alexander's machine shop fabricates components essential to our regional economy.
My father told me that regardless of what business you have, that quality and service are the most important things you can offer to those customers.
We're Arkansas made, Arkansas proud.
Farmers Bank and Trust would like to introduce you to the region's first personal teller machine. This hybrid service gives you the personal attention of a live teller, but the convenience of a drive-through ATM. The personal teller can assist you with deposits, withdrawals, loan payments, and other traditional teller services. The PTM's extended hours are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. At Farmers Bank and Trust, we're committed to giving you the outstanding customer service that you deserve and expect.
All right, guys, last year we did this, and we're going to do it again. We're making our predictions for who we think has the best chance in Northeast Arkansas to win a state championship. We're going to list our top 5 teams that we think can do it, and then we're going to go with one lock pick. So, Dr. Weaver, we'll start it off with you.
I'll kick it off here. I'm going to say I got 3 girls teams, 2 boys teams that I want to go with here. The 3 girls teams, I'll go with Nettleton girls. Coach Jason Smith, I think he has all the ingredients he needs this year, I feel like. He's got some good competition, don't get me wrong, but I think his squad's pretty talented. The Hoxie girls also, I think this is their year. They had a little bit of a stumbling block last year. I think they returned to that top tier this year. And the JHS girls, I think they are loaded. Just so much talent. As far as the boys are concerned, I'm going to go with the Tuckerman boys. Coach Josh Bateman's team, I think, led by Bo Robertson. I think they're going to be tough this year. And then finally, the West Side boys. Anytime you have 2 of the top players in this entire area and arguably the entire state, especially in 4A, on the same team in the backcourt, they're going to be tough. They're going to be really tough. Feltz and Felkins they're fun to watch, and I look forward to seeing them this year. So all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and lock in the West Side Warriors. They came up just short last year, state runner-up. They to Baptist Prep. I think this year, they get it done. I think those 2 know that this is their year, and I feel like they work together to bring that state title back to West Side.
All right, Chip Lane.
Well, I'm going to echo some of Doc's picks, but also Nettleton girls, just loaded with talent. The Nettleton boys, I like their chances. I think they return a good nucleus, and I really like their guard and Coach McCord, he does a great job. Also, Hoxie girls, I also agree that they will make a run and have a good chance to return to the top. Tuckerman boys also, I think Coach Bateman is just it's time for him to get back again after that year. And then I really struggled with 5, but I don't know how I can include the Jonesboro boys. Something just tells me that they find a way to get to the finals again.
Sure.
My lock, no question about. I didn't have a problem with this. Was Nettleton girls. I just tons of talent, well coached, and I know that they've got to be hungry to. They've won everything but that. So Nettleton girls is my lock.
It's hard to argue that. My picks for teams here. The JHS girls, going to try for a repeat there. Destiny Salary, it's going to be fun to see her try to come back from injury. Kayla Mitchell, they're just loaded. The Nettleton girls obviously need to be on that list too. Tons of talent. It may come down to those two. Who knows? The Westside boys, as Doc said, they're unbelievable talent. I think a little question mark in terms of depth this year and losing a couple players, but they're going to be right there battling. The JHS boys, like you said, you can't leave them off. Swift finds a way to get them there every year, it seems like. Very, very talented. And then the Hoxie girls, they're going to be right back there, and they've got 4 returning starters, 2 who are 2 of the better players in the state. My lock out of those 5, anybody could win it, but my lock, I'm going with the Hoxie Lady Mustangs. I think that they have a ton of talent. I think I genuinely believe that they're the best 3A girls team.
Ryan, tell us a little bit about Coach Tim Hawkins' Valley View Lady Blazers.
Well, I tell you what, they return no starters. It's a lot of inexperience on this team. They finished 15-14 last year, so they do drop down into that 4A conference. I think it'll make things a little bit better for them. But Coach Hawkins has a lot of question marks going into this season. Going to rely on prospective starters in Katie Dreeling, Haley Rich, Emma Higgins, Avery Baker, Kaylee George, Emma Kelly, Reagan Ross, and Lily Diffany. And it's just going to be interesting to see who wins those starting jobs and just to see how well they can make their 2018-2019 season.
Doc, tell us about the Manila boys.
Well, Coach Lee Wimberly's squad, they went 23-12 last year. They had suffered a kind of a heartbreaking loss there in the state tournament. He really felt like he had the pieces to make a run. I did as well. I thought they were very talented last year. Lost a couple of key players in Brady Woodall and Joel Burrow. Very good kids, 3-year starters, really good players. But he returns Brock Birmingham, who is just a tremendous athlete, about 6'2", can really play on both ends of the floor. And then he returns a very solid point guard in Daly Blue, a lefty that he can really control the tempo of the game. Ty Wagner is a sophomore that's going to see significant minutes this year, probably going to start, if I had to guess, and he's going to be a very good player, especially in a couple of years. He's also, another player I want to mention is Trenton Thomas. I believe he's back this year. He's about 6'2", 6'3", really good on both ends of the floor for him. So I look for him to have a very, very good year. I think his question mark right now is going to be depth. He's going to really have to rely on those guys to stay on the floor at all times.
Going to send it to Westside now and talk to Coach Whitmire and his staff.
All right, you ready?
I'm Ryan Fletcher for the NEA Sports preseason basketball show here with Coach Mark Whitmire and his senior Avery Phelps. Guys, first off, want to congratulate you on what was a very successful season last year. Avery, Coach, I know that you feel like there's probably a little unfinished business. If you would first, Coach, just talk about the season and your expectations.
we want to do everything we can to give ourselves a chance to get back to the state finals. We know it's a big task, and we're going to do everything we can to get there. Got a lot of guys that coming back, Avery and Riley, and Kessler Mack, and Dylan Schwartz, Jordan Rockers. And, we have a couple other guys are going to step in and play some roles. So we're looking forward to going and seeing what we can be. And, it's going to be a long process, but we're going to do everything we can.
Okay. We mentioned the fact that you guys lost Cullen and Gage Sheffield. They were great players, two of the best in the area. Talk about some of those guys that are going to plug those roles, and it may be a little bit different look this season.
Yeah, almost definitely it is going to be different. We're going to right now it's kind of by committee, but Craig Hart is going to help fill one of those roles. Kessler Mack and Jordan Rockers. I'm going to try to get some of the football guys in. Logan McPherson, Brady Johnson, and River Eagle could have a role in that. And then I have a bunch of guys that are just in basketball that could have a chance. Braxton Wilbanks and Christian Childers could have a good role in helping some of that. So it's kind of a trial by error right now, and I don't think early on we're going to be as good as we can be. And so until we get those pieces ironed out, and it sounds like that'd be something easy to do, but to replace two guys like that, it's pretty difficult.
Avery, with that being said, you're one of the top players, if not the top player in Northeast Arkansas. And everybody knows that. Coaches are going to zero in on you. So talk about maybe some of the pressures of that and what you have to do to help this team out to win.
We know that it's going to be a different season for everybody on the team this year, and me and Riley are going to be expected to – our role is going to be a little bit bigger this year. But if we get those other guys involved and they show that they can shoot, because they're not going to be on those other teams' radars at the beginning of the year. They're not going to know anything about those guys, so they're not going to be guarding them. But if they can hit the open shot and make the other team respect that, then that'll open up a lot of things.
Ryan, tell us a little bit about Coach Jason Manchester's Valley View Blazers.
Well, they lost several players from last year, including a really big boy in Reed Grady, but I can tell you this, they returned one of the most talented players in the area in Travis Graff. Unbelievable point guard for them that they're going to rely very heavily on, guys. All that being said, they're expecting senior leadership out of Jacob Snyder, who's had a tremendous year on the football field, and Grayson Walzonia. So those are the only two seniors that they have to rely on in that department. When I talked to Brad Davis and Coach Manchester, he mentioned that there's a number of players that have opportunities to get minutes for them. Sam Fagan is a guy that played quite a bit for him last year. He broke his collarbone and had to have hand surgery, so he's out for the season, and I hate to see that. But Jacob Walzonia, another kid that may get some minutes, but just a lot of guys that could see time. But the bottom line, it all goes through Travis Graff. All right, Mr. Lane, how about the EPC Lady Warriors?
Well, they went 11-16 last year, and they're making a move conference-wise 2A and into the 2A6, and that jumps in there with the defending state champs Earl and Lee County, who is moving down from 3A, which was a 3A state tournament team last year. Coach Justin Williams, I think, he's excited about the group, excited about the challenge. He's got 3 returning starters in Bray Ward and Talia Ward, and then Jessica Gonzalez. And he just says they just need to continue to work hard and try to get better as the season goes. And his schedule will be tough, like I said, moving into that new conference, but that always makes you better. And EPC, it's about that time for those girls to roll around and probably make some noise. So we'll see what happens, but I look for them to be decent.
All right, Ryan, we're going to mosey up Highway 49 north here, and we're going to talk about the GCT Lady Golden Eagles.
Yeah, they got a new coach this offseason, and Matt Dean. He inherits a group that returns 2 starters in Tiffany Gramling and Kinley Pritchard. Gramling's a 3-year starter, will play out of the guard forward positions, and Pritchard's a starting guard as well. So they've got 3 holes to fill as well. prospective starters include Sabrina Kellett, Shelby Adams, Brooke Barnes, and Brooke Justice. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Dean can do. He's certainly been a coach that's been around the block and has had some success in Northeast Arkansas.
Farmers Bank and Trust would like to introduce you to the region's first personal teller machine. This hybrid service gives you the personal attention of a live teller, but the convenience of a drive-through ATM. The personal teller can assist you with deposits, withdrawals, loan payments, and other traditional teller services. The PTM's extended hours are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. At Farmers Bank and Trust, we're committed to giving you the outstanding customer service that you deserve and expect.
It began with an idea. Suncom Media Productions, Nea Sports Magazine, two powerful resources bringing you area student athletes in action. The High School Game of the Week features football and basketball teams in weekly competition. The Nea Sports Magazine highlights all the area's football and basketball teams, along with articles on top athletes. Suncom Media, Nea Sports, putting student athletes first.
For dependable quality lawn care services, give Mojo Lawn Care a call today to discuss all your landscaping, lawn care, and maintenance needs. As the fall turns to winter, Mojo Lawn Care is there specializing in all leaf cleanup services. Mojo Lawn Care also specializes in fertilization, weed control, trimming, and much more. Additionally, Mojo Lawn Care specializes in hanging up your Christmas lights during the holiday season. Why choose Mojo Lawn Care? It's simple. They are your go-to yard pro.
It happens every Friday night. Come bid, buy, or sell at the Jonesboro Auto Auction, open to the public. You'll see all makes and models, all price ranges, sold at tremendous savings. We're open daily. All you have to do is call. We'll provide every detail on how to bid, buy, and sell. On Friday nights, go where the dealers go, the Jonesboro Auto Auction at the Bypass and Auction Road.
You work here, you play here, you live here, and yet most of what you watch on television is about somewhere other than here. Until now, we proudly present Tubetown, TV about you. Tubetown is a Ritter Communications exclusive network featuring local sports, community events, unique and original programming from our community. Tubetown takes what's best about television, what's best about the community, and brings them together. Tubetown, only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Most people think of auto detailing as an unnecessary luxury, when in fact, it should be part of your vehicle's regular maintenance schedule. Having your vehicle properly washed and waxed by a professional every 2 to 3 months will keep your paint finish in great condition. So what are you waiting for? Schedule your appointment for professional auto detail today. Give us a call or stop by our website for more information.
While we're on Highway 49, we might as well stay up there and talk a little bit about the Paragould Rams.
Let's do it. That's Coach Ben Lindsay's squad. Coming off a season which they went 10-16. He's got several kids back. Jonah Treese, Hunter Williams, and I think he's going to key a lot on David Williams this year, who is a tremendous football player from what I gather. He's a very, very good athlete. So I'm assuming he's also a very talented basketball player. Some other kids that he's going to key on, Nathan Lear, Carter Starling, Cole Doak, Preston Glenn, and Marcellus Williams. So he's got several names out there that he feels like will step up for him this season. I think one of his main keys that he really is harping on with the boys is they have to get stops on the defensive end of the floor. So I think you're going to look at a Paragould squad this year that's really going to focus defensively most nights.
All right, Chip, we got the Truman Lady Wildcats, and if anybody ever got a Christmas present in the offseason, an early Christmas present, it'd be Mallory Hartley coming to the Wildcats.
Well, you took my line there. He got a very early Christmas present with Mallory coming over. Coach Ballou doesn't make any bones about it, and what he's trying to do over there. His program's headed in the right direction. We talked them up last year. And he's really pinpointed this year as being the year that they're going to take some next steps. he makes no bones about it. The district, regional, and state championships are on their radar, and obviously Mallory definitely helps and leads them in the right direction to do those things. He returns 2 starters in Tay Smith and Daly Taylor. They've started for him for 2 years now, along with Mallory, Caroline Morgan, and Kayla Spence. And he feels like he's got the depth and everything to do what he wants to do. He's had all these girls in junior high before he was the head coach, and like I said, hoping for good things for him and for those girls and for Mallory. And Truman is looking to compete for a 3A state championship.
Be fun to see what they can do with Miss Hartley. All right, Doc, the Osceola Seminoles and Vernon Wilson, man, you know, they've always got talent, and once again, they have a chance to make a deep run.
Every year. I mean, every year they're very talented, very athletic. They're coming off a year in which they went 24-6. Good season in a very tough 3A. So it's going to be tough again this year, but according to Coach Vernon Wilson, he's looking at 12 to 15 guys. 12 to 15 guys playing every night. So, boy, when you start talking that, the amount of energy that they can bring to a game, if you can run that many guys in, it's almost unfair. It's almost unfair. But he's got one really good player in Makai Carruthers. He's a couple-year starter for him over there that he can really play. I can vouch for that. I've seen him multiple times. Right. He's a very, very talented player. He's got a couple other kids, Dan Newsom, Greg Hooks Jr., Carl Miner, Zion Spears, and he had a transfer from Rivercrest in J.D. Wanda that's very talented, especially on the football field. So there's no shortage of athletes. So I look for them to be in your face from start to finish, really getting after you and making it tough on you night in, night out.
All right, Dr. Weaver, of course, as you know, we cover a series of basketball games throughout the season through Suncom Media's partnership with Nea Sports, doing 2 or 3 games a week. We're going to get it started early this year, and on December 18th, we're going to have a big rivalry game, Riverside and BIC, just several other big matchups throughout the season.
I'm excited. I feel like the slate of games this year may be the best we've had. Just several rivalry games, like you said, several big-time games. The Jonesboro-West Memphis, a rematch of last year's state championship game. I'm excited to call these games.
Also, we want to thank everybody for joining the show today. Lots of teams that were not covered. We only had an hour's worth of time. If we missed a team, then you can pick up the next edition of Nea Sports, the magazine, that can be found at Fat City Steak and Grill House, or going online at neasports.com, where you can get your digital copy there. You can also become a subscriber and have that emailed to you as well. I want to thank all of our sponsors for today's show. Specifically, our primary sponsor was Mosquito Joe and Mojo Lawn Care, but without them and all of our other sponsors, this show would not be possible. It is Christmas time, and it's just right after Thanksgiving, so we hope you've enjoyed time with your family. Wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.